Throughout my life, I can recall that I was very driven by my emotions, for the good and the bad. When I was a kid, I was really passionate and excited about my hobbies, and I was able to be really good at them because of those emotions. But on the other hand, I was offended and angry rather easily, and it got me into a lot of fistfights because someone called my mom names. Then I got older and expressing my emotions physically had real consequences. Even though I didn't get into fistfights anymore, I had different problems. For example, not being consistent on my first business because some days I woke up and I didn't feel like it. I felt like going to the beach. This pattern of behavior continued until somewhere around 3 years ago, when I started reading books about our mind and the way that our mind works. More and more books mention the idea that we are not our mind. We are not the voice that's inside our heads. First, I thought this concept is very woo-woo and not really scientific, until I started meditating regularly. And if you ever meditated, you'll know what I mean. You sit there trying to focus on your breath and thoughts just pop up out of nowhere and without invitation. And that frustrated me because even though I was trying my hardest to control my mind, somehow it still wandered. Then I got drawn back to this concept of controlling the thoughts. I wanted to know if it's even possible to control the thoughts, and if so, how do I do it?
What we learned was that negative thinking was the most powerful element that our players were combating.
We get in certain emotional states that dominate us.
The person with bad mental cognition, it doesn't matter what they learn, they're screwed.
So after many books, articles, and insights from different religions, I came to this conclusion. Thoughts are influenced by everything. Our mood, past memories, nutrition, society, our environment, and most of our everyday thoughts are unpredictable and don't have a real meaning behind them. Science doesn't yet understand where thoughts come from, but describes them roughly as neural processes that come from external stimuli. So thoughts just pop up naturally without any real reason. A quote from Buddhism that I like is, "Thoughts are just visitors. Let them come and go." This brings me to my first point. Start observing your thoughts. Make a habit of noticing your thoughts. Start writing them down. Every doubt, every worry, look for patterns of thoughts that pop up all the time. This usually means that there is a bigger underlying problem there. Ask yourself, is it me who is thinking this, or is it just a random thought that popped up? Once you understand that your brain comes up with thousands of thoughts that doesn't have a real reason, it becomes easier to let them go. A cool trick that I found that helps get rid of unwanted thoughts is ask yourself, what is my next thought going to be? And usually after a few minutes you'll start seeing that your brain becomes quiet. So, if you can control thoughts from popping up into our mind, what can we control? You can control which thoughts you give power to. A great way to describe it I took from Miyamoto Musashi, which is a 16th century samurai who is known until this day as one of the most skilled swordsmen in history. Musashi believed that there are two ways to see the world: the observing eye and the perceiving eye. The observing eye is only concerned with the truth of what is happening in the present. It only sees what is there. It sees events as they are, simply events. The perceiving eye sees more than what is there. It takes into account other information. It tries to interpret things that it does not understand. The perceiving eye is full of judgment, full of fear, regret, and doubt. It finds obstacles, issues, and setbacks where none may exist. Practice seeing events as they are, simply events, without any judgment or subjectivity. Let's say you failed an exam and you have another exam coming up. You lay in bed late at night and your mind is racing. If I fail the next exam, I'm screwed. What am I, stupid? Even Jerry passed that test. Jerry is better than you. This is the perceiving eye at work. It makes judgments about failing the exam. It raises doubts, fears, and doesn't provide anything but anxiety. Instead, choose to see things as they are, without emotionally reacting to them. Ask yourself, what am I missing because I chose worry instead of observation? Soon you'll come to this conclusion. I failed this exam, probably because I didn't study. What do I need to work on in order to improve? And do that. It's simple, but it's not easy. You need to practice it. I had this problem when I tried to make habit of waking up at 6 a.m. and going to the gym. My mind tried to convince me that it's better to stay in bed, that training is less effective because I'm tired, and so many other excuses. But eventually I started seeing things as they are. It's 6 a.m., it's my time to get out of bed, and that's it. Trust me when I say this, it will take time, but eventually your thoughts and emotions will start to quiet down and you will get control over them, and it will become so much easier. Now, this is a crucial point where you need to take action. Decide today that you're going to practice these lessons. It won't be easy, you will fail, but choose to see failure as what it is, an opportunity to learn. And I'll leave you with a quote by Epictetus, a Greek philosopher, that his writings are still very true today. It is not events that disturb people, but their judgment of them.